everyone. I hope you're having a good time. I am. In fact, this week was better than the last. I'm sure it's all going to be the best for all of us. Welcome to Great Grammar for a Great You. Thank you for joining me in learning grammar. Do subscribe to this channel and also click the bell icon for further notifications of the further classes. In today's session, we are going to learn degrees of comparison. I just gave you examples. I use the word good, better and best. The positive, comparative and superlative. Yes, these are the 3 degrees of adjectives. So right now on the board you can see this blank space which I am going to fill up by writing the different forms of adjective. And over here there are just a few simple rules which we are going to use. To begin with the definition, what do I mean by the positive form of an adjective? Just a plain simple word, especially when there is no comparison. You just tell a quality about something. This is a sweet apple. It's a beautiful day. So words such as sweet. Let's take only one at a time. So we'll just take the word sweet. This becomes the positive degree of an adjective. When I compare 2 things or 2 sets of things, I use the comparative degree. So sweet can become sweeter. When I compare more than 2 things or more than 2 sets of things, I'm talking about an adjective being in the superlative degree. So what would be the superlative degree of the adjective sweet? Yes, I can see you guess it right. It is sweetest. Sometimes there is actually no comparison, but you just want to intensify the degree of something. You see something bad happen and you say, oh no, it was the most unfortunate thing. You heard a speaker speak and you say, wow, that was a most eloquent speech. Here ideally you have not compared, but you just wanted to intensify what you saw or what you heard. Such forms where you're actually using the superlative one are called as superlative of eminence. Anyways, we can keep that aside and now come to the basic rules of forming the comparative and superlative forms of adjective from the positive forms. So here are the rules. Before I get started with this, let me define the word syllable for you. The word syllable means an uninterrupted sound, an uninterrupted flow of sound with a vowel sound. An example will help me. Let's say the common lovely word beautiful. So beautiful. There are 3 syllables to it. Powerful. So powerful. 3 syllables to it again. Why am I talking about this? Knowing the syllables that are present in an adjective will help us to form the comparative and the superlative forms. When the positive form is made of 1 syllable, let's pick up some examples. Short. So let's write the word short. Kind. Young. A short, kind, young girl. 3 adjectives for 1 girl. Notice, all the 3 adjectives have 1 syllable in it. Short, kind, young. When I make the comparative form to these adjectives, I just add an ER. So here we go. Short becomes shorter. Kind becomes kinder. Young becomes younger. And when I make the superlative form to it, I'm going to add EST to the original word. So short becomes, write the full spelling of short, then put EST, shortest. Kind, KIND, write the adjective, put EST. Young, write the spelling as it is, put an EST. So that's simple and sweet, isn't it? That makes us go to rule number 2. Positive forms of adjective, once again made of one syllable, but they end with an E. Now let's think of some words. We can pick up the color white. That will also be an adjective. We can also pick up brave. And we can pick up noble. A brave, white, noble man. Something like that. And now when I want to make the comparative and superlative, just add the R for the comparative. So white becomes a whiter. You already have the E. So don't worry about should I double it up. Just add an R to it. Brave becomes braver. Noble becomes nobler. When I make the superlative to it, it's going to become white. Let the E be there. Put an ST, whitest. Brave, put an ST, bravest. Noble, write the spelling, put an ST. One way of learning the rules in this way is that you will become very good with your spellings and you will not get confused when you are writing the words. Okay, that was about the rule 1 and rule 2. We are done with this and we are done with this. So let us clear the board for you all. Now the rule number 3 says, if the positive form ends in a Y preceded by a consonant. When I say the word preceded by a consonant, it means the consonant comes and after the consonant you have the word Y. Let me write it. EASY, easy. Y, it ends with Y. Just before this, you have the letter S, which is a consonant. Another one. Heavy. Y, a consonant before it, V. I hope this lesson is going easy. It's not going heavy. I really hope. Now, when I make the comparative of these two words, what do? Drop the Y, put an I in its place, and then add ER for the comparative and an EST for the superlative. Let's do it together. I write the EAS. I stop. I don't write the Y. Instead, I write the I and I add ER. Easier. I write HEAV. Stop. Don't write the Y. Write an I, ER. This box is heavier than that. I'm not going to pick that. Superlative form. EASI, EST, easiest. HEAVI, EST. So with that, we finish learning about rule number 3. What about a positive form which ends in a consonant, okay, but it is preceded by a vowel? That means there is going to be a vowel exactly before it. Fine, let's pick up some words. Red, a color. Big, size. Bad. No, we won't go for bad. We will pick up red, we'll pick up big. Let's work with these two now. When I make the comparative of red, you're going to double up the D. So we are going to write redder. You saw that? And if I want to make the superlative, I'm going to double up the consonant, then add an EST. Same thing for big. Ends with the consonant G. There is a vowel I before it. Don't drop anything. In fact, double up the last letter G. So here we go. B-I-G, G-E-R, bigger. B-I-G, G-E-S-T, biggest. What about another adjective, sad? It looks sad, isn't it? Something like a big, sad, red doll. Anyways, if I want to make the comparative of it, it will become S-A-D-D-E-R. Doubled up the D. Superlative. This was the saddest thing to happen. Don't worry whether you have to write one D or two Ds. Remember, because the original word has a vowel before it, you are going to double up the D. So that ends with rule number 4. So if you noticed, all these first 4 rules which we did just now, they were talking about they dealt with those adjectives which had one syllable. What about those adjectives which have more than one syllable? Something like the word difficult, the word modern. Difficult, 3 syllables. Modern, 2 syllables. When we make the comparative and the superlative forms of these words, we add more before them for the comparative and we add the word most before them for the superlative. So how would the comparative be? I would use something like more difficult. For this one, I will say more modern. He's so old, but he has a more modern outlook. Getting it? I want to make the superlative form. I will write most difficult. And again, I'm going to write over here, most modern. Now, we do have words. Yes, we do have words which have more than one syllable. Words such as, let's take this, gentle. Okay, and over here, actually, I can take the word brave also because I want to bring to your notice another point. You know, these words like gentle and brave, you can use either of the things that I spoke. I mean to say, you can say gentler, gentlest. You won't be wrong. You can also say more gentle, most gentle. You are right. Brave, braver, bravest. That's correct. More brave, most brave. That's also right. So the point is, when do I use which form? So let me explain that. I know a girl, her name is Ravi. She's brave. She's really brave. She's intelligent also. Ravi is more brave than intelligent. So if you ask me, ma'am, which quality is more prominent in Ravi? I mean, is she more brave or more intelligent? I will say Ravi is more brave than intelligent. Now, Ravi has a friend called as Meeta, lovely girl. But still, Ravi is braver. So I'm going to write Ravi is braver, underline it, than Meeta. So what is the rule that I am hinting at? If you're talking about an adjective and you're comparing that adjective with another adjective in the same person, use more or most. Use more because you're talking about two things over here. You would not say Ravi is braver than intelligent. No, you would say Ravi is more brave than intelligent because both the qualities of bravery and intelligence are being discussed about Ravi. But when you compare the same quality between two people, then you will not say more brave. You will use the word braver for the comparative sense and use of it. So this was about those adjectives which had 2 or more syllables. Let's have a quick recap and see how well we do with these words. 3 examples for all of you. Simple ones. Clever, rude, patient. If you want to try it by yourselves, you may pause the video and then write the forms and then restart the video. Let me do it for you. Clever. I'm going to make the comparative and superlative. Cleverer and cleverest. Did you notice? This is one of those words which is more than one syllable, but you can still use the ER and the EST form to it. Rude, one syllable, ends with an E. Ends with an E, one syllable. Yes, it's rule number 2. So I'm going to write R-U-D-E-R, ruder. That was the rudest remark I have ever heard. That will be the superlative form. The word patient, made with 2 syllables, made of 2 syllables, but when I make the comparative, it's going to be more patient, most patient. This word doesn't have the ER and the EST form. And one more thing, we don't use both the more with an ER and the most with an EST. We don't ideally use something like most unkindest. It was used by Shakespeare, but since we are we would avoid using that. We can either say most unkind or we would say unkindest. So these were some of the rules of degrees of comparison. There are still a few more to go, which is going to be interesting. So do join me in for the next lesson. Thank you so much for watching.